So Jalen, I know you're not Bryce's keeper, but I thought he was going to be here, only gone tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know. He told us he was going to be here the rest of the week yesterday. So.
Oh, he did? Okay, I thought he was going to be here today. So.
That's what I was
Okay. Yeah, well, I like to preface that. That's not like he should know where he is. Okay, so we made a distinction about solutions. So we generated a number of different ideas. Some were broad, some we're starting to get somewhere, like we brought up TV ads or emails or yard signs or different ways to increase the board numbers. And so we're going to try to use some of these tools here on getting that done more. So this is where we left off yesterday. I took a picture, or what, Tuesday rather. So we had advertising ideas, and then kind of the character of the responses. I think the documenting, wasn't that the documentary type stuff? Is that what we meant by documenting trips? Yeah. And time commitments on telling the board or informing people that, what it would be like, creating positions, that sort of thing we talked about. Exposure, willingness, I think some of those fell in there. So that was kind of our groupings of different ideas. And so we need to do a little bit more convergence today. And what I'm thinking is a lot of the advertising could go a couple different ways in terms of what you put on print media might be similar to a Facebook post or something that you might put on an email. So we're going to do a little more brainstorming in kind of a unique way today. So you're each going to draw what you think would be an effective way to have a Facebook post, or if you want to think of it as a flyer or Facebook post. So this will be including some words and maybe a picture. You don't have to draw a perfect picture, so you might have, basically we're all going to do this. I'm going to give you guys all markers, different colors, so you might have to trade colors around. I tried to grab as many markers as I could. But you might say, pick picture of, little Guatemalan girl. Right, and so like this part of your ad has a picture of this. Some of you can, start to be creative on, I don't know if there's an arrow or something pointing towards a little girl, and this is, education or join us. Remember, so our mission with this sign, our audience is a potential board member, somebody who we're trying to attract to join the board. Why would they want to join the board? So you might have a little bit on time management. You can have kind of a, maybe it's a bullet list or something of words. And then maybe this is a picture or kind of an eye-catching thing. So this could be in a smaller font. And what I'm saying is we're brainstorming. So this is kind of wide open. I want each of you to do it individually, where you're going to literally write it on the whiteboard. We're going to spend like, I don't know, 15 minutes or so at least. So I want you to put a lot of thought and time. You can get the wheels spinning. You can pull out your information that you have. I'll try to lay out some of the Post-it notes here if you need to reference them for some reason. But hopefully, especially those who wasn't here last time, was it just Cameron? Okay. So hopefully, guys, going through last time, we'll have some of that. I've got another slide here on advertising. It's just that it was so small, like I can try to blow this up, but whoops, can't with that. But college presentations, social media, blah, 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 blah. So when I went through all of your ideas, I thought this would be kind of putting a little more meat on the bones, like how are we going to communicate it? Okay. Any questions or comments? Okay, so why don't you man a station all around the room?
It's a Facebook post, right? That's what we're drawing.
Yeah, well, you can think of it as a Facebook post, but it also could be an email, so it might be a little bit bigger. I'm not looking for it to just be, let's say, a yard sign. Like it can have more content than just a yard sign. So I say Facebook post, but I'm kind of just whatever sort of advertisement you can think about the pictures and content that you want to have. So I'll kind of spread the, I got quite a few of the blues here. There's the red, but you guys can share if you want to draw a picture with some different colors. Somebody can take this board, if you can't all get it. Yeah, this board's great. I'm going to keep the screen down, I think. But I'll put the website up here, maybe. Oh, sorry. I didn't quit walking down.
Okay, are you sure artists?
If you guys are too tight, maybe one of you should come here. Yeah, gather them up. Maybe you just come here. And you don't have to even draw, by the way, you don't have to draw a box. Obviously, you can always erase it, but you don't have to have your thing around a box even. It can just be using the space. I drew that box there just because I was thinking of.
What am I trying to gather?
All you're trying to do is you've got a potential board member. It's an advertisement for somebody to join the board. How can we communicate to people to join the board of education and home? We're still sticking with our one question though. So advertising how we can get board membership increased.
That's fun.
And you might think with it before drawing pictures, it's fine if you want to draw pictures, but think about the message that you're giving to the board member. We talked about time management yesterday, concerns about the position of what they could do. And by the way, one of the reasons I'm doing this is that the mission trip coming up, we're going to have kind of a captive clientele. Dana's pretty excited about the depth and quantity of people that are going on this upcoming trip. And she thinks they're likely maybe we could get a board member out of this trip. So I'm thinking what we're going to be delivering here is some sort of content that Dana can use to hand over to the people on this trip to say, hey, become a board member. Look at how great this thing is, what it's all about.
Can I draw a line this like as like a video that doesn't make sense?
Sure. You don't have to stay within your boxes there either. So. So like on Join Us,
Like,
I would say.
drawing, I'm not.
Yeah, you can explain your drawing too, and it doesn't have to be a drawing. Some of you might be. This could be mostly words for some of you if you want to just describe how they should join, and then. We're going to pull things together here. So this is like you coming up with a Post-it note.
I started out.
Explaining our pictures or videos.
It looks like. It's actually a picture. logo. All that. Plus the smoke.
You get fancy on the logo.
I'm not, I can't draw that logo, but I'm just looking for. That's pretty good.
I'm not even
I
drawing.
don't
I
want to
just
be a
write
board
out.
member. I would tell that.
Gosh, I'm not good. Go to.
That's a big job and juicy.
I'd like you all to have something related to time. We talked about time management, and people may be concerned about their time. Even though we don't have the answer for that, like, is this 6 hours a week? Is this, 10 hours a month? We don't know, but something about time. I don't know what that looks like for you, but something that was one of our issues.
No.
There's other colors too. If you got, I don't know how many markers we have sitting idle, not too many, I guess, but. I want to make sure that all of you have something related to, again, and if you're signed, if you're boxed in and you're getting crunched, you can kind of erase your lines or make it bigger or just add it below. But something about the attitudes that we talked about from, especially when we did the forced connections with the chair, but we talked about energy and persistence and caring and well-balanced. Remember those things there? So something about that area as we converge and make connections. The attitudes of board members or the persistence. We talked about energy and in terms of recruiting board members, we put the chair up there and I'll have, they were under your guys' I can't remember how we recharacterized it yesterday. Something about the attitudes, we had fun, we had, here they are. We had fun, energetic, knowledgeable, mature people, be enthusiastic, persistence. You don't have to use one of these words, but I just want something in your thing. Be recognizable, be annoying, remember that? Be annoying, stand out, be loud, energetic. So something kind of related to those thoughts that we got from the Green Day song and the chair. expand your box if you need to there, Cordell. You can erase your box altogether. Sometimes when I see other people freeing themselves from their lines like Gabe's doing here, all of a sudden like, oh, I can squeeze this in. But it's okay if you don't. But it looks like we had other stuff you're thinking about. I don't want that box to be a constraint for you. That sounds like a barrier to me. That sounds like a bit of a barrier. It's a screening device. Good start. No, it's fine. I just, when I think
Are you
serious.
judging?
No, I'm not judging. Not judging, not yet.
It's not actually supposed to everything.
Okay, so everybody's got something about time in there and something about kind of the emotion, the affective about energy or whatever you wanted to do. But something about the attitude, feelings, the affective side. And then the cognitive side is with some of the other things of thinking through maybe the time and what they'd be doing, the activities they need, that sort of thing. Okay, so once you're done, you can start going around and really giving a long look at everybody's work.
Really? It's not until
All right, grab a pen. While you're looking at each one, we're going to do a little bit of hits. So I want you to take one thing from each picture that you thought was the best thing about it. If the person has two, go ahead and do another one, but make sure it's on a different post-it note. So remember, one hit per one. If somebody has a couple things you like, that's fine. Put it on a second post-it note, though, so that each thing you think is cool or whatever, the best part of it, has a unique post-it note. What's that? Oh, that's a graduation hat, not sure okay, what else.
That's supposed to be a video.
Okay, has everybody got it posted?
Video pose.
Okay, so for each person's work,
I like how.
use one post-it note that's the best thing that you liked about it. You can do another one if there's like two things that you like about it, really, so put it on a separate post-it note. So you should have at the end of the day of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 of these, so you should have a minimum of 10 post-it notes. And then if you find somebody has a couple, then maybe you'll have a couple more. That's a good question. No, I wasn't going to have you stick them by it. Yeah, keep them to yourself for right now. I just want to have them. We're going to do that separate.
You want to put a name on it?
No, no name on your post-it note either. Just keep them. Yeah, just hang on to it. Use it. Yeah, try to use a pen probably. I just saw somebody wrote with a marker. Yeah, you got a pen out. If you need a pen, or go grab one from. I might have.
Bernie, do you want us to get on the board?
No, hang on to it. We're gonna stick them all together on a board later.
Yeah.
Will we write in one for our own one?
Sure.
Just because I actually recognize this dude.
All right, has everybody got their poses together? Just one thing, you can pretty much glance at them well, after you read them, but you know, what's the one takeaway from each one?
Is your favorite?
And it might be descriptive of the picture that they did or something like that.
I can read.
Have you seen that movie that she was talking about, $1 a day or whatever?
No, I don't,
It's the best.
I feel like she showed it to me on the internet when she described it for her class. She had her Spanish class do it. Yeah,
That's a really good one.
yeah, I need to watch it.
She teaches a Spanish class here.
Yeah, so she's teaching Spanish as well. There's a chance some other instructor might do it, but she's gonna do Spanish 1 and Spanish 2 this fall. So if you're looking for a Spanish elective,
Guess I'm gonna take Spanish.
she actually has some of the people from Guatemala like join the classes, guest speaker.
Overall great.
Okay, so here's how we're gonna do this one. Everybody kind of come towards the front. I'm gonna have you kind of put your thing down that you like the best, one of your ones. And then anybody else who has, we're gonna kind of group them as we go almost. So anybody else that has one close to that, then you can do that. And you might find that when we get one up there, it might be something that was on 4 of them that you thought was the best or pretty close. And then go ahead and just put it on the board. So we're just gonna try to group them as we go with something that's, with ones that are similar. So everybody come up. And Bobby, since you're up here first, why don't you just vocalize which one you're gonna put on the board.
Happy kid showing mom a book.
Happy kid showing mom a book. Does anybody have one similar to that? Come on up. Go ahead and just put it near Bobby's. Happy mom showing kid a book. Come on up. Yep, if you got it, come on up. What's that? I would want, since we don't know which one you're talking about, visuals of what? Okay, so you'd have to describe that a little bit better on your Post-it note. Yeah, so you should, your Post-it note should be descriptive of, oh, I liked, are you in a position to give up? I like that slogan, or I like this picture of mom and whatever. Is that what this one? I'm like, look at that. Oh, that's kind of what Bobby sounds like when he did. All right, Cordell, put another one. We can kind of go this a little quicker, and then, by the way, if you find one that, oh yeah, I forgot about this. This was kind of like Bobby's, then just come up and put it by Bobby's too.
So is that like a slogan area?
No, not necessarily. Just the what he was describing at this point. We might start to get there. You can make a go ahead.
You can make a difference.
You can make a difference. So something, again, that might be kind of slogany, but that's not, just something similar.
Is this everybody's or just?
Everybody's, yeah, come on up.
We're not just picking one specific one?
No, we're just picking any of them. I just thought it would be nice to kind of slowly group them. So Rayleigh, why don't you put one up, vocalize what it is and just put it up. And it doesn't matter really which one you pick. You can list of what is needed. What Rayleigh just put up. List of what is needed. Yeah, something similar. Yeah, this is just a preliminary grouping, you guys. So we're going to move these around again. Jalen, why don't you vocalize one that you have?
No wasted time when you're helping others.
No wasted time. So kind of the time reference, maybe. Gavin, why don't you vocalize one and put it up there?
We're trying to get board members to say work your own hours.
Work your own hours, okay? I did the board member thing. Yeah, just put it up. So work your own hours. Yep, detail and loud. What Jake just put up. So now you guys get the hang of it. If you find one that you think is cool or you like the best, just go ahead and vocalize it and put it up there, and other people will follow where you put it. Detailed and loud. Your choice. If you think it relates, otherwise you can vocalize it and put it on the board somewhere else. We'll shuffle these around again. This was just to get kind of a preliminary grouping so that they're kind of got something out there. Yeah, somebody, if you see one, if you want to put one up that's there's not a good home for it, vocalize it and make a new category.
Help people reach their potential. Topics, but I can wait on it. I can read.
Again, if you find one that doesn't have a current home, vocalize it and start a new.
Follow what's on social media.
I just put it down.
Follow what's on social media.
I have one video instead of poster.
Vocalize it.
Okay, stay up towards the board. Start categorizing now. Look over the options, and maybe the category is something similar to, maybe it is a slogan or something, but if you start to see some similarities, where we're going with this is ultimately we'll try to come down with maybe a couple converged ideas in one sign that tries to capture some of the best of the best. So see if you see maybe that big category needs to be split up into a couple of them even or whatever. You know, you can make a couple groups. I like Bobby's visual on the question mark in the middle. This could be you. I thought that was a clever way of doing that. I like Jake's mountains. Yeah. Kind of gave the idea of an adventure. Yeah. And the mom kid thing here is good. Tug on some heartstrings. Okay, a couple of you grab the markers and start making the categories like we did before. Like, what is it about this group of Post-it notes that makes it stand alone? Like, start to categorize. Circle the Post-it notes, and again, you can move the Post-it notes around. Total flexibility now, or make one grouping into 3 or 2 or whatever. Look for connections and ideas. We're still staying with novel and being open for change. You should be focusing on the message, right? Because right now we're trying to speak to a potential donor and say, join education and more, here's why. So think about the messaging rather than like, you guys are putting up social media.
Do you think that's all of social media?
It should be the messaging, like what did you like best about each of these signs? I'm thinking something resonated with you, like this is a good way to convey the message of it. And maybe it's the way the picture was done, that should be a category, like the mountains or something, I don't know. I'm just try to categorize them by the messaging so that we can ultimately start to think about how we can make a kind of a final product that has the best of the best elements that you guys thought were important. And again, you're always free to erase what's circled, change the name, make a amendment for a name.
It's all. They assumed it was not wrong. What's that other one? Whole time, right?
It's like join us. We want to manage their attention, be loud, be there, all the time. It's just the same book.
If some of you who are near the board, if you're kind of done, just kind of reflecting, come back away from the board so other people can get closer that are.
Persuasion. Emergence. Join us. It means you're persuasive. Persuasive.
Yeah. I'm taking pictures of all of them already. All of them will be up on our notes page.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, do we got them all labeled? All right, why don't you grab your seats for a sec after that one gets labeled. What is that one? Persuasion. Yes. iOS. Persuasive, okay. All right, so what I want to do next is develop the criteria by which we would judge a sign. So imagine that we're going to be having a contest, and you guys are the judges essentially. We're saying we're going to go through this list and say, well, what are the criteria that I would judge a good advertisement by? Right. So let me start by just kind of having you tell me some of the criteria that you think is important.
I don't know what they call it, but it's like, it has something to do with the psychology of brand when they're saying, we want you.
Okay.
This could be, I don't know.
So something about we want you, kind of a call to action, I think.
Yeah, call to action, that's what it is. Call to action.
All right, what else is important about a sign, Gavin? Emotion, okay. So emotional tie or something, or? Yeah. Okay. Emotional, what am I trying to say? Just like connection? Yeah, okay, that'll work.
The sad dog videos.
Yeah, sad dog videos and little babies with flies on them and stuff. All right, Carson.
Heartwarming photos.
Heartwarming photos.
Yeah, that's connection.
I think that can be under here, so I'm gonna just put it as a sub. So we're getting close to kind of, unless other people want to support Carson as a standalone, and maybe Carson doesn't care, but that's what this kind of conversation is to say,
Number 2 is kind of.
that's what you said, right? Heartwarming picture? Sean?
I think like visual, like coloring, certain, just like attraction.
Okay, so color, like lots of color or visual?
I don't want to describe it, and like when you watch a commercial or see a paper or something, like when you see like attraction.
Okay, so it could be the color, or it could be a picture too, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of playing a little bit of the, but like the quality of color picture,
Yeah.
something like that? Which kind of plays in a little bit, there'll be a little bit of overlap, which is fine. What else here? Specifically to increasing our board members. I like your call to action. We want you type of thing, emotional connection, quality of color picture, time. I can't remember where we were on the time commitment, but, and when I say time, I want,
Flexible hours.
well, yeah, I'm trying to come up with a criteria of conveying time commitment. Something along those. Conveying time commitment.
No, it's.
Okay, other criteria that you can think of, like if we were to judge this, what would we judge a good one by? I'd say we're close to being, if you think of something else though. Got picture, emotional, organization?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so, let's see here. I'll do this big, but you guys have all these pictures everywhere. I might have to get rid of one of these. I think I have a picture already. I just need to have a little time here, a little space. The only reason I hesitate because I kind of want to apply some of this to what we do. All right, so what we're going to do is create, let me just show you a picture real quick. I can show that one over the overhead camera anytime. Whose was this one, just so I know? Gavin, okay. No offense, Gavin.
I knew you did. That was my favorite one.
All right, this is what we're trying to do next. Is, oh, that stupid thing. Oh, never mind. All right. No, I got it here anyway. So, so this is the signs. Let's say it's sign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, starting from that direction, 6, 7, 8. How many did we have? 9, 10? 10 minus the one that was erased. So that'll be the easy reminder here. So there's our signs, and then we've got our criteria. What is that criteria again? Call to action is number 1.
Emotional connection.
So call to action, emotional. What was it? Emotional connection?
Yeah.
What was the next one?
Quality of color / picture.
Quality, color, / picture.
Conveying time commitment.
And convey time.
Organization.
Organization. Okay. What is number 1 for call to action? Number 1. Go ahead and actually, why don't you guys stand up? We can be. You guys are going to need to re-look at them. Call to action on a scale of 0 is poor. Basically, it didn't address call to action at all. 3 is good, and 5 is excellent. So on a scale of 0 to 5, what does number 1 for call to action only? Call to action only. 0?
No.
I'd say about a 0.5 with call to action.
A little bit. 0.5.
So we made that today. No, make the difference. Today.
Is it a 1?
Yeah.
All right, 1 it is. What about emotional connection? 0 to 5. Stay on that sign the whole time. 0 to 5. You guys, somebody throw out a number and somebody challenge them. You guys are doing the right thing. But I want a consensus. Emotional connection.
I'd say a 3 or 4. 3.
3. Sounds like I'm hearing 3. Quality of color picture. Quality of the color or picture. 1.
No. 3. Look at the sun.
3.
Guatemalan flag. It's a flag. Guatemalan flag. It's
How many people say 2? Show of hands. I want everybody voting. 3. For that one on color quality picture, a 2, a 3, a 1. Looks like it's a 2. Conveying time. Conveying time. Some sort of time, element of time. 0. And organization. 4. 4 or 5? 4, I'm hearing, okay. Sign number 2. Call to action.
Video.
We need you.
3. Emotional connection.
I'm videoing the kids.
3.
Video the slums.
Quality of color pictures. Quality of color picture concepts. 4. Conveying time. 0. What? Organization. 5. Organization. 4. 3. How many people say 3? How many people say 3? Cordell says 3. 4. Show of hands. 5. It looks like a 4. Okay, 4. All right, next sign, number 3. Call to action.
Yes.
5.
No waste of time when you're helping others, bro. 3 or 4.
How many people say 3? How many people say 4? Looks like 3.5 maybe. Emotional connection.
1.
George, 1. Quality of color print. 0. Conveyance of time.
That's a 5.
0.
For what?
No waste of
0.
time, that's a 5.
That's a 5 for me.
No.
No waste of time. You're looking at
4.
Yeah.
0.
That's time.
Or 1? How many people say 1? How many people say 0?
No, it's a 5.
It's a 5.
Not a 5.
Not a 5.
How many people say 5?
4.
Oh, it's a 3.
All right, looks like a 1. Organization. I'm just taking your votes here to try to get convergence here.
Organization, probably a 2.
Or
Or
1.
1.
Yeah, we'll go 2.
2. All right, I'm here 2. All right, number 4. And then this will be the last one we'll do today. So number 4, call to action. All right, 3, 2. How many people say 3? Show of hands. How many people say 2?
I'll say 3. We're all
So it looks like 2.5 maybe?
No, 3.
I saw plenty of 2s up. I got 2.5. Emotional connection. 0 emotional connection. Okay. Quality of color print. 5. Conveyance of time.
That's what, but it's not time anything.
It's 8 o'clock.
So it's a 1 or a 2?
2.
How many people say 2? How many people say 1? Looks like the 1s have, it's kind of split though. I'll go 1.5. Organization.
4.
4.
Yeah.
How you organized? All right, so let's pause there for now. So look at what we're doing now with the judging using this kind of rubric, right? You've seen these before. This will help us now. We can kind of take a grand total if this was the criteria we thought was important. And we'll pick it up there tomorrow. And hopefully we'll be down to messaging an idea to people.
That would be perfect. Is the report or whatever, is that due on Sunday?
Sunday is iceberg melting, yes.
So are we writing it like a paper or writing it like answering the questions?
Well, it should be written like a paper, but think about those questions as you do it. The questions are meant to be kind of prompts to help you do it.
All the questions. You're right with me.
All the questions.
All the questions.
No, there was just meant to be kind of prompts for you to think about as you go. Yeah. All right, yeah, you can leave the Post-its and markers. Actually, could I have some volunteers to help erase?
Yeah, I got you.
Because that took me a long time last time, and the other class was couple erasers. We only have 2 erasers, I think, in the house, but we need a big rag, or if you want to use the arm of your sweater or something. Oh, it only needed to be on the, I gotta take a picture of this before it gets erased. Just remember. Yeah, when you mean when you did the project? Right. Yeah.
I mean, the original criteria.
You will in a second. That, you go start of our criteria. In my head, it's an important feature. That's awesome. Thank you, guys.
Are we doing this or you just want to do that?
You can, let's see. These are kind of important here. Yeah, you can erase that. I'll take care of the rest. Thanks.
All right.
Side of